Welcome back to Attack on Production, guys, where we're doing Attack on TCG, Dragon Ball Super the card game. Today we have the deck that I've wanted to build from the beginning of this set being released, the Goku Lineage deck. My leader in this case is Golden Grape. Great, that's funny. Golden Great Ape Son Goku. He has two effects. One of his effects is the draw one card when he attacks, which of course can be negated. And his secondary effect is that when I wake him, I get to switch two of my energies from the resting position into an active state. Love this leader. He comes into a pinch a lot because when he awakens, he gains the ability when I have equal to or less than life than my opponent. He gains 5,000 attack power plus critical. And for those of you who aren't familiar with critical, when they do damage, they take their life and put it straight into the drop pile. It does not go into their hand. It's a beautiful card, and it comes in pinch a lot in the end. Let's flip over to what helps me make this deck work a lot. I play with 4 Successor Hopes. Great card, and what it allows me to do, guys, is look through my deck and pull any Goku Lineage card with energy cost of 5 or less, and swap that and put that in my hand. Simple. It's just a nice way to pull whatever card I need in what given time. I mean, that's it. I mean, it helps out a lot, especially like in late game when I have no 5s being pulled or no 8s being pulled. So we'll start with my 1-cost energies, which I'm going to go with the Adopted Father Son Gohan first, which I played 4 of those as well, which has the Swap 2 feature, which allows me to, I can switch them out for any 2 energy cost card for free. So ideally, I would play a 1 energy, bring him out, then immediately bring out a 2 right after that. Or I could potentially attack with him, then swap him out for another 2 and attack with that 2 if I wanted to. He also has the ability blocker, so sometimes I like to leave him on the field just to keep things alive. The next card I'm going to bring out, I also play 4 of them as well, which is Bodrock, the Progenitor. One of the great things about him is that he has a Swap 2 feature as well, same as the Adoptive Father Son Gohan. But he also has the auto feature is that when I play this card, I choose 1 card in my life and add it to my hand. So it is a card that helps me reduce my life quicker to do the awakened state faster. But I have to manage when I do that. I can't be doing that late game too much, but early game for sure. That's one of my strategies I go for. A lot of times I will bring him out, swap him for a 2, bring him out again if I had the energy for it. And right there, I've already dropped my life by 2, but I've gained 2 cards by that way, and I'm 2 life closer to awakening. So we're going to flip over to my 2-cost energy card, guys, which I play the 4 Intrepid Dynasty Son Gohan cards, who has a swap 3 mechanic. It costs 2 yellows to do this one, but I can switch him out for any 2 for a 3 Goku Lineage card. And he has barrier, so he's a card I keep alive a lot longer in the game, and it's kind of hard for my opponent's player skills to actually do damage to him with, like I said, their skills. But yeah, no, he's a great card. I love him a lot. We'll flip forward to my other 2 card, which is the Dependable Dynasty Son Gohan. He has a Swap 3 mechanic as well. He does have 5,000 more power than the Gohan card, but unfortunately he does not have a barrier card. So a lot of times, if I know I can get away with it, I will play him on the field as a battle card. But if I don't want to risk it, I'm going to use him as an energy a lot of times, unfortunately. But in a pinch, 1,500 would attack any leader and do some damage that way. So we're going to flip over to my 3-cost energy card, which is the Indomitable Dynasty Son Goku. I have 4 of those cards, and got a nice little shiny one right there, actually. But he has a Swap 4 mechanic, which is similar to the Swap 3, where it costs only 2 of my yellow energy, but it brings out a 4 instead of a 3, which is pretty nice. He does maintain barrier. His power is the same as the Dynasty Son Goku card, but the barrier effect allows him to stay in the game longer, which allows me to keep this combo going of constantly switching out 1 card for another one. Alright guys, so now I have 3 of the Prodigy Dynasty Son Goten cards, which has a similar Swap 4 mechanic as the Son Goku I just showed you guys, but he has the auto features that when I combo with this card, if one of my yellow battle cards is being attacked, this card gains 10,000 combo power instead of the 5,000 for the duration of the whole turn. So it's not just a one-time thing. For the rest of that turn, if anyone were to continue attacking that same card, or even my leader, he will have that permanent 10,000 for that turn. So we're going to go ahead and flip over to my 4-cost cards, which we start with the Discovered Dynasty Son Gohan. Love this card a lot. Late game, he's a great pull, only because not only for the swap 5 feature, which instead of the swap 4, it costs 3 yellows, but it allows me to bring out any 5 energy cost Goku Lineage card. He has barrier, but the reason why I love him is that when I swap him out for a 3 to this one, I get to draw 2 cards from my deck. So it helps build my hand up to have those combos later on the road, or even get closer to the cards I'm trying to swap for later down the road. And for 20,000 attack power, that's not bad. Now, I do have one more 4 energy cost card. It's mainly my super combo, but it is the Plucky Dynasty Pan card, and got a nice little shiny one there as well. Cool thing about her is that she does have the swap 5 feature, similar to the Gohan card, but the main fact is the super combo. Like all super combos in this case, when you combo with this card, if your leader card, in this case, is yellow, and Goku Lineage, and my life is 4 or under, I get to draw 1 card, and the particular card gains 10,000 combo power for the duration of this turn. So it's a nice little card to have if I'm trying to do a push or even defend myself. I do like her. I mainly just use her for the super combos, unless those get shut down. It has happened before in earlier games. But then she's energy for me, because if I could, I'd rather bring out Gohan instead of her for when it comes to swap feature, just because Gohan has barrier and she doesn't, though. I'm going to flip over to my 5 energy cost cards. So I play with 2 of the Reborn Might Super Saiyan 4 Gokus, which has a swap 8 feature. So instead of costing 3 for a 5, this one costs 4, but I can bring out one of my 8 energy cost cards just like that, which is pretty awesome. Now, he does have a feature where once per turn during it's active main, so it's before battle, I have to move over a little bit because it's a new card for me as well. But choose 1 card from my life and add it to my hand. Switch this card to active mode, and if you have 2 or less life, this card gains triple strike. So using those earlier Bodrak cards to help drain my life, this card helps me push my life more to the state where I get triple attack, so I can attack twice of him. So potentially, if I had, say, Gohan out as a 4 energy drop, I attacked my opponent, then he goes into the rest state, but then I swap him out for this card, attack with this card, he goes into rest state, take 1 energy from my life, take 1 life, and now my life is 2 or under, he can attack a 3rd time, or a 2nd time, but ideally my 3rd attack in 1 turn, with potentially only having 1 player or 1 battle card on the field. So it's great for a push. Unfortunately, he doesn't have barriers, so if something were to happen to him, I lose him, unfortunately. But that is why I do play 3 of the Abrupt Breakthrough Son Goku cards. He has the same swap 8 feature that I love to bring out those higher energy cost cards later on the road. He also has barriers, so he's protected from stuff. But his auto is where it's at in this case. So if any card that has a 5 energy cost or more were to be moved from the battlefield, it doesn't matter if it's put to the warp area, it doesn't matter if it's put to my hand or into the drop area or even put to my deck. Any card, as long as they are removed from the battle area and they have the Goku Lineage tagline, I can bring him up for free, as long as that was the only card in my field. So I can't do if there's 2 cards, but if I get down to the point where it's just, say, that Super Saiyan 4 Son Goku I just showed you guys, and I attack, rest, attack, or if they do something to prevent him to move from the battlefield, I just drop Abrupt Breakthrough Son Goku on the field, attack of him, or even potentially if he's in rest and they attack him to get rid of him, I bring him out during their turn. That way I still have someone on my playing field to swap for later. Now, I've been talking about this swap 8. Let's go ahead and bring the 8s out. I played 2 of the Hype of the Mastery Son Goku cards. Very shiny cards. This is if I'm correct, the super rare? No, sorry, special rare. And his abilities are, besides being at 35,000 attack power, he has Deflect, so this card isn't affected by any counterplay skills. He has Triple Strike and Dual Attack. So if you guys aren't familiar with what Dual Attack is, because I haven't had a card like that yet, Dual Attack allows me to, say I attack, put him to rest mode, I'm going to attack again. So I put him back to active just so I can attack again. And each of those attacks do 3 attacks each. Now, his auto feature is that when I play this card with the swap mechanic, I choose up to 3 of my opponent's cards, battle cards, or energies, ignoring the barrier, and switch them to rest mode. So if I'm playing against a player who has a lot of like negated cards, I would just use that to switch, put all their energies into a rest state. That way they can't use their energies to counter my plays later on the road. Or if they're out of energies and they have, said, like a nice lineup of battle cards, and I'm attacking his leader, I'm going to put his battle cards into rest position so he can't combo with them. So I like that feature a lot about that. And I do have one more 8 energy card, guys. It is one of the rarest cards you get in this set, one of 2. This one is the Descendant Son Goku Jr. Now, it is a little shiny for me, but hopefully you guys make out pretty well. And if you can't, I'll put a little more text. There's a lot to this card. So this one has triple strike as well. But his auto feature is that when this card attacks, I can look up to 7 cards from my top of my deck, choose any of them, as long as they're Goku Lineage. Sorry, I have to pick up just a little bit, guys. This one's a big one. Make sure you guys see it just right. There you go. So, yeah, draw 7 cards, choose as many of them as long as they have Goku Lineage in their tag, and I can combo with them. Then shuffle my deck. Now, if 5 or more of those cards I combo with, if 5 or more of those cards you combo with using this skill have different card names, I choose up to 2 of those. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's life cards and place them in their drop area. So I've had this card for a while, haven't had a chance to actually use him yet, so that's why I didn't know his ability all the way through, and I apologize for that, guys. But it's a very nice card to have. I got lucky to pull that from a box earlier. But that's of all my actual battle cards. But I do have a few support cards. I play 4 of the instant transmission cards, which is a 1-drop, but it allows me to negate any attack. Now, it does have a feature where if my leader is a Goku Lineage, which mine is, I can actually pay 1 life to bring him out, to use this card without paying a cost for it. So if I have the life for it and I don't have any mana, or I don't want to use my mana just yet, or in this case energy, then I will drop this card. And of course, this card also helps me build to bring my leader into awakened state, which gets that 5,000 extra power. The crit, as long as my health is less than my opponent's. Now I have one more support card I like to use, which is the 10 times Kamehameha. I also have 4 of those cards. Now these cards, I can only activate during battle. So if I choose to do an attack and my opponent negates it, this card, I can't use it then, unfortunately. But if they don't negate it, I use it as a combo. And as long as my leader is a Goku Lineage, I get the card I put this on gains 15,000 power and double strike. So it's a great attacking card. I have used it as a defense card before. It's something you don't want to do because if you use it as defense, you lose the benefit of double strike. You don't get that at all. But 15,000 power is beautiful, especially in a pinch. But right now, guys, that's my 50 card deck. When playing this card this deck a couple times, for most part, it was doing pretty good. I've had a few losses, so I know things I want to change up about it. But as of right now, this is where it stands. If you guys have any comments about this deck or anything you would like to see me change, put in the comments down below. And like always, guys, if you enjoy our content, click that like and subscribe button. And as always, George Quinton, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on the show.